On June 26, 1959, Ingemar Johansson would score an upset victory when he would knock out champion Floyd Patterson in the third round. The problem started for Patterson when Ingemar Johansson would throw a left hook followed by a straight right in the third round. The straight right connected and it did some serious damage. And feeling his title might be slipping away, Patterson showed the heart of a true warrior, and he got up time after time after time. Being hurt badly, Patterson still puts his guard up, moves forward, and returns fire, leaving absolutely everything he had in that ring. And even with this valiant effort, Johansson is still outlanding Patterson, and he's keeping the punches coming, not giving Patterson any time to recover. It's absolutely remarkable to see Patterson keep getting up after taking this type of beating. This is the exact definition of going out on your shield. He kept fighting, but after the 7th knockdown, the referee would step in and call the fight, and this is how Ingemar Johansson became the heavyweight champion of the world. The cover of Sports Illustrated read, "The right that rocked the sports world." It was no doubt an upset, but luckily for Patterson, Johansson would give him the rematch he wanted. On June 20th, 1960, the two would meet for their rematch at the Polo Grounds in New York City, in front of a crowd of just under 32,000 fans. Unlike their first fight, where he entered the ring as a 5-1 underdog, champion Ingemar Johansson would enter the rematch as an 8-5 betting favorite.
When he fights at the Polo Grounds in New York City for the 12th time in the long history of boxing, a former heavyweight champion of the world tries to accomplish what no other man has ever done.
Now, as the rematch gets underway here, one of the first things that I noticed as I went back and watched film of both fights is Ingemar Johansson does not dictate the pace of this fight with his jab as he did in that first fight. I went back and took count, and Johansson threw close to 90 jabs in that first round of their first fight. Now, Patterson would go on to bob, weave, and slip a lot of them, but he didn't throw many counters off of those jabs. He was strictly on defense. But on the flip side, Johansson would throw just 60 jabs in the first round of this second fight here. And just as I took count of Johansson's jabs in the first round of both fights, I also took count of how many punches Patterson got off in the first round of both fights. In the first round of the first fight, Patterson threw close to 10 jabs and 9 other punches. And in the second fight here, Patterson threw about 16 jabs and 28 other punches. His punch volume more than doubled between the first and second fights. And as we start the second round, right there you'll see Patterson, he gets his jab off first. He's not waiting around as he did in the first fight.
Under Johansson's left eye is tough.
And here you see Patterson counter Johansson's jab with a jab of his own. And Johansson's jab, to me, looks nothing more than just to control the distance. It just doesn't have much power behind it. Here, Patterson's going to move forwards behind a double jab, but Johansson backs out in time and actually throws a little 4-piece combo right there, which it looked like one of those punches landed. Johansson will catch Patterson with a straight right there, and that punch has some steam on it. But nonetheless, Patterson shook it off pretty well. Patterson will get off a nice jab right there. But then you see Johansson get Patterson in the ropes. And again, he tries to land that straight right, but it misses the mark. Patterson turning up the heat right now. He's letting off several punches. And you'll see some good head movement right there by Patterson. And as he did to open up round 2, Patterson opens up round 3 with his jab. And he's just staying busy. In that first fight, Patterson just looked so content to lay back and just wait for Johansson to make a mistake. And in this fight, he's just not doing that. He's absolutely taking the fight to Johansson. And you'll see Johansson's jab is not landing at a very high percentage. And that's mainly due to Patterson's head movement. And Johansson just looks unsure of himself, but he is sticking with his jab. And at this moment of the fight, Patterson is in complete control right now. His jab is extremely effective right now. He's showing a lot of good head movement. And you'll see here he'll back Johansson up with his jab into the corner, where he'll follow up with a 3-punch combination. And here Johansson tries to land another straight right there. Patterson was able to duck underneath it. And Patterson right here with some beautiful head movement. Patterson's going to slip Johansson's jab, hit him with a left hook to the body, a straight right to the body, a straight right to the head. Patterson's just applying a lot of pressure right now, and you can tell Johansson's feeling it.
A slight cut is now visible under.
And as every other round, Patterson opens up round 4 with the jab. He is staying committed to it.
Throughout this fight has been to back Johansson up.
Here he fires off a triple jab, backs Johansson into the ropes. And here you see Patterson again using a triple jab, and then Johansson returns fire with a double jab.
The best body punch.
You'll see Patterson weave under another straight right. So far, Johansson has only landed 1 straight right. And right here, you'll see Patterson land a nasty right hand from the clinch. And Johansson's going to put some steam on a straight right there. And luckily for Patterson, it didn't land. And the tone of the fight has clearly changed. Both of them were starting to let their hands go a little bit more, and they were both working from the clinch. And Patterson will open up round 5 once again behind his jab. He is staying busy. And as we've seen in round 4, Patterson from the clinch will land a nasty overhand right, and then he lands a second one. Patterson really is putting some heat behind some of these punches. And here you'll see Patterson land a vicious left hook right on Johansson's chin. It drops him, and he's hurt.
The count is 6, 7, 8,
And Johansson will get up. He barely beats the count. And now Patterson will move forwards, and he has every intention of ending this fight right now. Patterson is absolutely unloading everything he has. He's got Johansson hurt. He knows it. He does not want to waste time. And Johansson at this point is just forced to hang on the best he can, but Patterson will not be denied, and right there, he lands another signature left hook, which drops Johansson. Except for this time, Johansson will not beat the count. The ref counts him out right there. The fight is over. Floyd Patterson has knocked out Ingemar Johansson in the 5th round. And with this knockout, Patterson makes history as he's the first heavyweight to win back the heavyweight title for a second time. In my opinion, this is one of the better fights in heavyweight history. The first two fights could not have been any more different. In the first fight, Johansson was in complete control with his jab, and it appeared that Patterson had no answer for it. But not in this fight. Patterson got after it from the very first bell. He stayed busy with his jab, but still got inside and punched with bad intentions as well. In my opinion, this was the biggest win in Floyd Patterson's career. If you guys enjoy this type of content, why not subscribe and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, hit the bell for notifications so you guys do not miss a single video that I make. If you have a particular boxer you would like me to make a video on, just let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching.